Don't let what other people say define you, ever. My name is Lina. I'm 24 this year. Now, I've been in Woodlands Fire Station for less than a month. I was from a pioneer batch of NCDCC cadets, so I started in 2005. Before I joined SCDF, I was told by so many people that I'll never make it. They're like, oh, you're so skinny, you're so small, you're a girl, you'll never make it through this course. You're gonna like leave halfway, you're gonna realize that it's not worth it. Don't let whatever people say define who you are. If you want something, go get it. Really. That's actually how I survived for 7 months. I was like, I want this, I want this, I want this. So we started having like hazmat lessons, basic hazmat lessons, knots and lines, campcraft, we call it campcraft, yeah. Then we had first aid, CPR. Then I realized that actually this is really useful and you can actually help people with it. It's not just pitching a tent, you know. It's not just drills, but you can actually help people by learning all these CPR, first aid. So I thought it was really useful and I actually used it once. I can't remember when, but I had to bandage my mom's finger from a like really huge gash. She was just gonna put a plaster on it. So I was like, no, plaster's not gonna be enough for that gash. So I helped her with the dressing. I knew that you had to wash it first and you sanitize it, and you cannot put it directly on the wound because it would cause like a lot of pain to the person, you see. Yeah, so I realized how useful it was, so it kind of made me want to stay. And then I had an exchange trip to Hong Kong in 2007. So I went to learn from the Hong Kong cadets. And I realized that although we speak a different language, we are very similar in what we do. So I stayed, and then eventually I was one of the few cadets to get the warrant officer rank. Then I graduated as a warrant officer, and then I went on to be a cadet lieutenant. Both because I like the CCA and also because I really like my juniors. It's all these little friendships that I made during the whole time which made me want to stay. I thought NCDCC is really useful in terms of during my course, because I already learned basic knots and lines, CPR, so acing the test was pretty much easier. Also, because you know how regimentation is, it's a lot easier to adapt as well. Because some of my batchmates, they were not having a very easy time adapting to regimentation. I mean, the females are. So I thought NCDCC actually gives you a head start in this course, and it prepares you for a lot of things. Because from what you go through at NCDCC, in terms of regimentation, it's similar to what you would expect in SCDF as well. Yeah. So it really braces you for all these little things you will not expect. March 11, 2011. I was in Japan, and so I was just having noodles with my grandma. Like, it's an average day, you know, you just go out and have noodles, you have lunch, and all of a sudden there was this huge earthquake, and I saw men in business suits, you know, looking all prim and proper, and then they were hiding under the table, and like all the menu, because Japanese have like menu signboards that are planted on the walls, they started shaking. The TV was shaking, and then you started hearing glasses break in the kitchen. So I actually knew that this was not just a tremor kind of thing. So, and then the next day, you know, all the bread, mineral water, everything, the shelves were empty. So it was just a typical day, but it just became like that and just like that. So it really affected me, and I told myself, I'm gonna find a way to do something about this lah. So that's why I joined SCDF. I think from my point of view, back in training, it wasn't very advantageous being a girl, because as much as I try to carry my own weight, there's only so much I could do, my physical limitation wise. So of course sometimes I feel like a burden to my batchmates, you know, because sometimes they have to carry an extra hose just because I can't carry one extra. So I made up for it in terms of helpfulness. So my endurance is better than my physical capabilities, and their endurance is slightly lower than their, you know, so we make up for that. We find a compromise. So right now in station, as a female, I find that we can be a little bit more compassionate in terms. So I try to strike a balance by making sure that if there are trainings that may be a little bit too tough for some people to handle, I will come in, I will step in. You don't want people to go missing. You don't want them to stop coming to work. You don't want them to fear coming to work because coming to work means I'll get drilled. So you have to find a balance and make sure that they will still be motivated enough to come back and not go missing, but also you have to push their physical capabilities to make sure they still stay fireman fit.